and not the negative, like celebrating your wins. Jason Colomb, health promotion consultant with Lexington Medical Center, joins us today to talk about the importance of rewarding yourself when you do reach your goals. Thank you so much for joining us today.
So the first thing, like I was hearing people talk earlier and saying, you know, I want to get in shape, I want to do this. Well, if you actually reward yourself for a goal, then you actually have to have a goal. So you have to say, I want to lose 5 pounds, and when I get to that, then I get this reward. And what you want to do is you want to do it over a span of time. Like, for instance, just start off with a calendar, and every day, you know, you reach your goal, you put a little star, and then you have that whole month that you can see your progress. And then at the end of the progress, then you have a larger reward, you know, like a weekend trip or something.
Oh, wow.
But it's also very important to make sure that the reward is in sync with your goals. So it's adhering to what you're doing. For instance, if your goal is to lose weight, you know, you don't want a buffet to be a reward. You want, you know, maybe a new outfit or something like that. But, you know, if you have a reward, it does release dopamine. It makes you feel good, and it definitely makes goals more tangible if you create a reward system around them.
How can someone balance rewarding themselves without derailing their process, though?
So as I was saying, like, for instance, if you have a goal like running a 5K, then you want to have your reward being associated with, you know, pushing along that goal farther. You know, maybe sign up for a 5K in some place really neat like Florida or something like that. You know, just have it so it's in sync with your goal. That way you're not derailing yourself. And you also want to have your reward kind of, you know, like a smaller reward. So you don't want to overdo your reward. You just want to have it kind of build up to the final big reward, so you can look forward to that.
You know what I kind of think of? I think about like the cheat day, like when you've eaten healthy for a long period of time, and then, all right, if I eat well, I'll reward myself with like a treat, but maybe a healthy treat. Maybe, you know, not like a far reach, like you said, something that's not obtainable, because you still want it to align with your goals. So maybe that doesn't look like a burger. Maybe that looks like some stir fry or something that may not be, you know, consistent with your regimen, but it feels more like a reward. So I like that.
Or do the burger, but, you know, that one meal, do the burger, then get right back on track again. Exactly.
And you know what, I think of everyone's New Year's resolution, as we kind of mentioned earlier, is everyone wants to kind of get fit in the beginning of the year. So everybody's in the gym, and then it kind of like slowly falls off. And, you know, I think a lot of times we joke about it, but people are beating themselves up about it. And so let's talk about why it's important to reward yourself.
Well, because it kind of creates that environment where it also brings your family members into it too. Because if you reward yourself, you tell everybody, okay, this is my reward, or it can be a weekend getaway, and then you bring in your spouse into it, and it becomes kind of like accountability to it. And also, if you fall off, it's okay. You just get back on. You know, there's a really neat quote, you know, you haven't failed until you quit. So you just keep on going, and if you make even small incremental changes, those are incremental changes that you weren't making otherwise.
Beautiful. And, you know, this doesn't just apply to fitness and wellness and budgeting as well. I know sometimes it's like, I know myself personally, I'm just going to put myself out there. I always create a budget at the end of the year or throughout the year, but I don't necessarily stick to it. And then it's like, oh, well, you know, instead of just giving up on that, well, maybe your reward is, all right, I save a couple $100 here, save a couple $100 there. Maybe you buy, like you said, yourself that outfit you've been eyeing for a while. Get yourself those shoes, buy that new comforter, the things that make adults happy. You know, when we're kids, we want toys, we want a bike, we want a game. But, you know, when you're an adult, you want things to make your house look nice, or maybe you want to buy some china for your kitchen, for your tea set.
Or a spa visit.
Or a spa visit. Heavy on the spa visit.
There you
go. You know, something that is, like you said, the risk shouldn't outweigh the reward. I love that. And it's coming from a professional, you all, so it makes you not feel so guilty when you're doing those things. Tell us more. Make us feel better about ourselves. What other tips would you suggest?
Again, you just have a SMART goal. The most important part is to have an actual goal. So if your goal is fitness, sign up for, you know, say you want to actually achieve something, not I just want to get in shape. Have it something tangible you can keep track of.
And attainable. I think the big key here is things that, you know, having the attainable goals. You mentioned that earlier. That is key, because I think sometimes if you like say your goal is to lose like 60 pounds, but you want to do it within a certain amount of time frame, it's not realistic if it's like a month. Like a month is not realistic for you to lose that amount of weight. I'm not a professional and I know that that's not okay, but it's still, you know, maybe 5 a week or 5 in a month or 2 weeks.
A pound a week. Imagine if you lost a pound a week. Imagine that after 3 months.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
You know, so just those small goals, and that way it's attainable.
Yeah.
And it's not totally changing your lifestyle. You're not, you know, in the gym 5 days a week and you hate it, and you know, then you're like, I'm done with this.
And the
just
deadlines.
Small changes, so it kind of builds upon you and kind of becomes part of your routine in your life.
And even like extending the deadlines, like you mentioned, having the goal of losing a pound a week, you know, maybe not trying to condense it within a couple of months, extend it out, you know.
A whole year. Imagine if you lost a pound.
Exactly. And don't even beat yourself up. Just keep going.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, thank you so much for joining us today. As always, Lexington Medical Center always brings the amazing people with all the amazing tips and tricks there. And we're going to make sure we have these details on our website, sodacitylive.com, and on our website, Soda City Living. Stick with us. Much more coming up after this.